everyone, it's Lisa and today is Monday and I have a huge favorites haul, or not even a haul, but a huge favorites video to do today. I have so many things that I have been just loving and I really needed to do a favorites for last month, but I'm kind of glad I waited because that whole, I'm putting the cap on something, but that whole Scott Barnes J-Lo video with Tati was revolutionary for me. It was just, it has changed so many things for the better that I've been doing with my makeup, and I have been loving my makeup like every day. Even like today, I did everything a little bit lighter than in the video, and I didn't use as many products, even lighter than I did like in my Friday video. So I'm going to go through all of these favorites kind of quickly because there's so many of them here, and you know how I am. I probably won't be quickly. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to show you is this, and it's the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. And so many of you have told me about this, and when I watched Desi do her makeup cleaning table thing, I was talking to Tammy about it, and then like a week later or so, Tammy said, you know, I got that brush cleaner that Desi, excuse me, was using for her brushes and had on her table, and she said, I love it. She said it cleans your brushes just so quick, and she just loved it. So I grabbed some too, just off of Amazon, and I have loved it. Now it totally changed the way I have to clean my brushes. Hold on just a second. I went and got my drink. You know how I am with allergies. I take Zyrtec every night and I use Flonase, and I still have allergies. And I ran out of my Zyrtec last week, and John said I was snoring. Not sexy. And so I told him, I said, well, I'm out of my Zyrtec. I said, I keep trying like the Claritin and all the other stuff that we had in the cabinet. And it was so funny. I think it was Thursday or no, must have been Wednesday or Thursday. He came home and he had gone to Costco after work and gotten my Zyrtec because he was tired of me snoring, but it definitely works the best. So if you see any flakies on my nose or my throat's funny, that's what it is. Okay, so you know, I usually use the MAC brush cleaner, and I thought I was going to, matter of fact, I took some of this and I poured it in my MAC brush cleaner bottle and got my little napkin out that first day and poured it on my napkin and thought I was just going to use it like I did, you know, after I use each brush. I usually just swipe that brush off on that MAC brush cleaner and put it up. Well, so I put it on there, go and do, you know, the first little bits of my makeup. I looked down and there was nothing on my napkin. And I was like, what? And it took like a good probably 5 or 10 seconds for me to realize it had evaporated off, because it is the quick drying rinse free formula. So it's not meant to use that way. So at first I thought, oh, you know, I was kind of disappointed, but I thought, I've got this big old thing here, I'm going to use it. So what I've done now is I still take out my little paper towel. I get the Selecta-Size from Costco, and every day I take one out and I put it on the counter. So now what I've been doing is just after I use each brush, sitting it down on that napkin, and then when I get through, or later that afternoon if I'm in a hurry, I will put it, you know, sprinkle this on the napkin and then clean each brush and put them in the little container, and they're just clean, smell good, and perfect for the next time I use them. And it's kind of worked out good because before I was in such a habit of using like the blender brush, cleaning it and putting it back, that if I ever wanted to use that brush again in that same look, you know, sometimes you'll go back and you might want to put a little bit more crease color, or you might want to blend something out. A lot of times the brush was wet where I had just washed it. So it's kind of worked out good, and this stuff is just, wow. I mean, it just zaps all the stuff off of it. So loving that. And little things like that, I think, I don't know, just make the whole experience better when you can, you know, clean your brushes good and you feel good when you're finished. You know, you're not leaving a mess, or you don't have a bunch of, I can't stand dirty brushes. I have to have a clean brush when I start my makeup. Okay, so the next thing that has just been game changer for me. I was just talking to the girl yesterday at Sephora, And I was just like, I am so thankful for the whole gripping primer fascination, or thing going on now. And the first one I ever got is it's in my bathroom, is the Cover FX gripping primer. Loved it. Then I tried this, which is the Double Tenseur Instant and Long Term. It's used as a primer. I think it even says primer. It's skincare and primer. And this is not, I don't think this is marketed as a gripping primer, but it does. It leaves your face not sticky as the others, but it does leave it a little bit tacky. And it's just really good, really good. But I don't think, I mean, I might end up getting it if I keep liking it, but I mean, this is my thing and this is what I do, and makeup is probably a little bit more important to me than some people. So I haven't stopped trying to find a dupe for this. And so I've been trying all of the other primers. So I told you I love the Instagrip Jelly Primer by Dermablend, the Cover FX, and then I tried this, the J1 Jelly Pack, liked it. I have to say, Friday, I was complaining how it gripped all of my makeup and it kept it from blending quite as much, but I'll tell you what, my makeup was bulletproof. I mean, it was bulletproof. It looked so good when we went out to eat that night. I couldn't believe it. Normally, by the time we go out to eat, it's a little faded and it's just not as yummy, but it just looked so good. It did. So, I mean, I really did like that. So this weekend I was at the mall shopping for Reward Style coming up this week, and I went to go get a sample of this Milk Hydro primer, and a lot of people said that you really liked it and you wanted me to try it. So it's hemp derived cannabis extract, blue agave extract, activate, all day hydration and hold. And luckily they had this little sample. I can't remember how much it was. It was not very much. So I used this today. I can't really tell you how I'm going to feel about it, how it looks on an all-day basis, but I can tell you it felt really good going on, and it made my makeup look really pretty, and it was not quite as gripping as the J1 Jelly Pack. And the girl and I were talking about these, and she was saying that she liked this with matte foundations, and then she liked the Cover FX with dewier foundations. So I was thinking that is probably something you should consider. If you're using a matte, you might want something that's a little bit more hydrating and not as sticky. But like if I'm trying to use it CC cream, which never has stayed on my face, now I can use it with one of those gripping primers and it's beautiful. So I think that this would be, if you haven't tried any of them, this would probably be a really good place for you to start. I feel like this is kind of in the center of all of them, and because you can get this small one. So I was so excited about that. Okay, and I tried to wear everything that I'm going to talk about today. Now I'm going to show you some skincare, because normally I don't, I'm not a skincare person. I think that skincare is way more important than makeup, really. If you don't have good skin, your makeup is not going to look good, period. I was just talking to Morgan that does makeup. She does makeup for like weddings and special occasions, and she was saying, and Brooke was saying this too, from trying to match people at Ulta, the hardest thing to do is to put makeup on someone who has flaky skin that has not been exfoliated. That way, no makeup is going to look good. So I have gotten down this thing that I have just loved, and it is, one, shaving my face. Now you can do it one of two ways. I have been doing it, the girl that does my Botox and filler and everything at my med spa, she is a not a nurse practitioner, but a, what am I trying to say? Not a doctor, but right underneath, almost a doctor. I'll put down here. I can't believe that slipped my mind. But her face always looks so smooth and good. And I asked her, did she ever get dermaplaning, or did she do a lot of dermaplaning? And she said, no, I just do it myself. And she told me the exact razors that she uses, and I will put those down below. And she says she does it about once a week. Well, I started doing that, and game changer, just game changer. I cannot believe how much better my makeup looked after that. And that is before I showed you the gripping primers and all that stuff. Okay, then I watched Jaclyn Hill the other day, and she was showing the same thing, but she used one of those Tinkle razors. I have gotten those, but mine were much smaller. But after I watched her video, I pulled even my little small one out. I was kind of due to have that done, and I did it. And I will say that you get a little bit different of an effect with both of them. When you use the Tinkle or Twinkle, I think it's Tinkle razors, you do get more of that exfoliating, scraping effect. And the neatest thing happened, and sometimes when stuff like this happens, I wish you guys were like right here so I could just show you and, you know, tell you right when I'm feeling it. But I always have, like, you know, like when you put your makeup on, there's always like certain spots that you check that you know look funny. You know, it could be in your lines or something. Well, one of mine is always like right under my nose. It always gets cakey right there, and I have to kind of do like this. Well, I was using that razor and just happened to, you know, kind of go up under my nose right there. You would not believe the amount of flaky, dead, yucky skin that came off of right up there under my nose. And now I do not have that issue. It doesn't crease there. It doesn't look funny there. And so that was a place that I probably wasn't getting with glycolic acid. I probably haven't been getting there with that razor. I probably haven't been scrubbing there. So that is a little bit of a different thing that you'll get when you use the razor. So I'll link Jaclyn's video down below so you can find it really easily. Not that you all don't know who she is, but I'll put it down there for you. And so try that please, because it makes a big difference getting the fuzz off of your face. And then several of you, not even several, I would say probably all along my YouTube life here, I bet I have been told to get this 50 times. So many of you love this stuff, and so I finally did it. It's the Exfoliate 2% BHA liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid. And several of you told me to get this when I did my teenage acne video. So I thought, you know, I'm going to get this, and Will and I both are going to use it and see how it goes. And oh my goodness, I mean, better than any other toner thing like this I have ever tried, including, you know, just all of my expensive medical grade. I mean, it's just been awesome. And I use the little gauze. I don't like the cotton pads. I like the gauzy pads that I get off of Amazon. And every night I do 2 of them, and I do it, and then I take one to Will wherever he is, and then he rubs it all over his face too. And it just, there is just something about it. It doesn't sting a lot, but it does a little bit. Like, you can tell it has the salicylic acid in there, and it's just amazing. It's just really been wonderful. And then after that, I usually use this, which is the PCA Skin Hyaluronic Acid Boosting Serum. And I got this locally. I keep thinking I want to go get it, but it's kind of far away, so I might just order it. I know they sell it, I think they sell it at Nordstrom and on Derm Store. This is my favorite. Out of all of the hyaluronic acids that I got the Kiehl's, I got the Neo-Cutis, or whichever one I got at the med spa. There is just something about this combination that makes your skin, this, and shaving your face makes your skin so smooth. Your makeup goes on just so pretty. So try those. And I don't think either one of them are just crazy expensive. And right now my hair is bothering me because last night I washed my hair. John was ready. We've been watching Outlander, and so I knew he was waiting on me to watch TV, and I knew I wasn't doing a whole lot today. I didn't really think I was going to make a video, so I just dried my hair. I dried it a little bit with the Conair, but I put it in a bun, so you can see it's not, I didn't really curl it or anything. So that's why, if you think it's kind of crazy looking, that's why I just wrapped it up. And so let's go to the next thing, which would be my foundation. just the whole doing the concealer first and then the contour and then the foundation, I feel like I never want to go back. I never want to go back to putting all, now that sounds like a lot of layers, but it isn't, because they're separate places. So I have been loving either the Urban Decay All Nighter in light warm or this one. I used this today, and I will say this does not set as fast, and it blends a little bit better. So if you want more full coverage, and if you have real oily skin, you might want the All Nighter. But if you have drier skin, and I just think this one does really well too. It's the Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Concealer, and I have this in 1W, which is light warm, and love it. So either one of those, and it's better than Shape Tape. Shape Tape is going to be too drying, I think. I like these better. So I've been doing that, and then using the Makeup Forever stick. This is 177Y505, and like today, I did like I did in that tutorial the other day, but I did not go back. So what you see is from my initial application of, this, and then this, and then this foundation. It's just so good. It's the Chanel Ultra Le Tint, and I've been loving for my bronzier look when I've self-tanned, I've been using the BD51. And I wanted to tell you this because this is a mistake I've made, and I want to make sure you don't make it, is, you know how I did one pump, and then I took this brush, which is also a big favorite, and when I do that one pump, I really, work it into the brush and into, just one pump, and then I do the places that don't have any foundation first, and then I go over the other places, and then I do another pump and work it in real well and do that, and also go down my neck, because if you do just 2 pumps right from the beginning, it's going to get more on your brush, too much, and it's not going to work in the same. It's going to get gunky. It's just not going to be the same. So do one pump at a time and work it into your brush, and do one side of your face at a time, and you will get a nice, I don't know if you can see just how it's yummy, but it's not gunky. You know what I mean? So 2 big favorites. The next favorite under this, because I have been trying all the different ones with this same type technique. If you don't like this, like I've heard some people say they're allergic to it, or they don't like the scent, NARS Sheer Glow in, I can't remember if it's Santa Fe. I think it is. I'll put it down below. NARS Sheer Glow. And this is just a little fun fact. I was going to go get the All Day Weightless Luminous in Santa Fe, and the NARS associate was there. And she said, she gave me the exact reason of what this has in it. This is something based, and that one is something based. And she said, actually, the Sheer Glow will hold up better in the heat. And I kind of agree, especially with this gripping primer. I've had no problems with the Sheer Glow. So those are the 2 that I would try, but this comes first. And then that brush. Okay, so let's go on to blush. These blushes are just so good. Okay, this is Ibiza, which is going to be a brighter pink. Havana is a little bit lighter than Ibiza, just a little bit lighter, but Havana has that kind of pop, kind of like the NARS blush that I love so much does, Impassioned. This is going to have more of that pop, whereas this is going to be more of that deeper tone, like Sunburned, which is just going to be more of that brightness. And then I got this one, which is Seychelles, and this is what I've got on today. It is just like the perfect nude, and it's just beautiful. They glow, and I really think you need some little brush like this, either this one, which is the 137, or the Sephora one, because there's just something about it not being too densely packed, and it just goes on so much prettier with a brush like this. And then over this, one of you told me about this combination, and you were so right, is this. I see you. Is the Christian, it's the Dior, but it's hologram. This blush that I showed you, see how it's got like that little bit of luminescence to it, and it's got like some little teeny micro glitters. This over any blush is beautiful, but this over that Seychelles is just gorgeous. And I don't know, can you see how pretty that is? I don't know if you can see. So it gives you almost, it's not like that crazy highlighted look that accents a bunch of texture. It just gives you that vibrant look. And it's just, this is just one of a kind product. Gorgeous. And so, oh, I skipped maybe this part. These two that I told you about, I think I used these in my tutorial, and then I had ordered the Scott Barnes, the pink one that he used instead of this, and then his beige one that he used instead of this. These are just as good. The Scott Barnes are pretty. So rude. Anyway, the Scott Barnes are pretty, and I think you'll be happy if you get them, but I think these are just as pretty. And I really think this one has more of a glow than his does, and I think this one has more coverage than his does. So I really, really like these. And it's the Laura Geller, both of them, Filter Finish Setting Powder Universal, and the Illuminating Foundation in Golden Medium. That is gorgeous. This is kind of something you could use on its own too, on like those days you just want to use like a powder foundation. My nose is so itchy. Hold on just a second. Oh my goodness, it's so itchy. Okay, so those are big faves. Okay, I'm getting down to the nitty gritty here. Okay, let's go in with brows. I have so many brow products, and I really like a lot of them. Like, I love that Desi kit that I got. That has been one of my favorites that I've gotten in a long time. And the Anastasia Caramel Pencil, I've been loving that. But when Sigma sent me this little brow kit, I don't care for the brow gel as much, but these, if I want a more dramatic brow and I want it to look thicker and maybe a little bushier and just be a little bit more dramatic, I've been loving the powder. And my color is light, and I use both of them. I use this probably on the front part of my brow and this on the rear end, and then sometimes I'll bring some of this up just you know, but that's how I start off, and then I kind of blend them out. And then today I used the pencil, which gives you a little bit of a lighter look, because you know the powder is going to fill in even the blank spaces with a little bit of color, whereas this, you know, I'm not going to just fill in the whole entire brow, so you still have like a little bit of skin showing through with mine. And but the color is beautiful. Love it. Just, I love it. And then this, I think this is the first brow wax I have ever used, and you can see I've kind of got it in a slant here, because after I do my brows, I just literally use this and go over them like this. I'm doing it lighter now because I don't want them to be all gunky. And you can either leave them, you know, just like that, or sometimes I'll even brush them out, but they stay all day and just look so good. I've heard of people just using this by itself because it gives your brows kind of like that. It tames them and puts them back and makes them look a little bit, you know, a little bit of a wet look. Not a whole lot. They're not like glossy or anything, but I love that. I'm so thankful that they sent me that because I probably wouldn't have gotten it. Okay, eyeshadow. So I'm gonna start off with eyeshadow base. I've been loving my paint pots, especially the soft ochre. I mean, game changer. Using your beauty blender is a game changer. It takes away everything I didn't like about this. And hold on just a second. I tell you, Chanel is like having a toddler. I've got all my clothes hanging here on my rack because I'm going to start packing today, and she's playing in them. I'm scared she's going to pick them or something. So such a child. And so anyway, the things that I didn't like about paint pots were, one, having to dig in there with my finger and then having to wash my hands or whatever, versus, you know, just one of those things if you have fingernails or whatever. And I felt like sometimes it got to be too thick, and, you know, I just felt like maybe it was too thick and made my eyelids look crepey or something. But just taking this, and you don't even have to dig in there, you can just barely dot it in there and then barely dot across your eyelids, and it is done. It's wonderful. I'm so thankful to Tati lately for these little tips. Eyeshadows. Okay, you guys know I love the NARS Skin Deep. I felt like I didn't need to bring that out again. Love that palette. I love the Contour Makeup Forever little blush single color that I got the other day. I did not use that today because I wanted to go just a little bit lighter because I'm running errands and stuff. And love that. I use that Saturday and Sunday to do for my eyeshadow, and it's so pretty. So I was thinking the other palette that I really love, I love the Dose of Colors Frandication palette. I told you that. But this one, the Dior, this palette is just so pretty. And someone was saying it was just like the Cure Canage. It's a little bit different. I think it has, and the main difference is that middle color, which is my favorite. So today I have one eyeshadow on, and it's that middle one. Now typically I would go in on the lid with this one right here, which is gorgeous, and I would use this one as a liner, and then I might do a little bit of this on the outer corner and this in the inner corner. But I just wanted to show you how beautiful this blends out with right over the paint pot. No, you know, powder over it, no light shadow, just literally that one color. It is so pretty. And the brush, I used one brush. I used one brush for the liner, for the blending out, for the putting it on, everything. Absolutely one brush, and it was this one. This brush has been a good one, and it's the Sonia G Crease Pro. And it's very dense and pointed, and there you can get it. I'll notice that a lot of times after I use it, it's kind of formed kind of like a little angle, and it's from, you know, going back and forth, and it goes in circles. Sometimes if they're packed too tight and too pointed, you can't do a good circle. It does the circles good, it does the edges good, and I can do the liner part, like right up on my, you know, lash line. These brushes are good. Now, one of you said that you got them and you returned them because you didn't like the shape. And you know, we all like different things. You know, I think some people like a softer brush and they like a fatter brush, whereas I typically like a firmer, smaller brush. And it might be because maybe my eyes are smaller, I don't know. But so that's, you know, that's just a personal thing, but I love this, love it. Okay, and I think I'm getting to the end. And I think I brought the liner. This is my lip combo today. Now, I did just have my lips done. I had some filler done last Wednesday, and I'm going to do a filler video. I want to tell you the things that I've done that I didn't like, and so I just feel like maybe have I been doing too many of those type videos for you guys lately? I don't know. But I want to do that video because there's a couple things that I really want to keep you from doing, mistakes that I have made. So my lips are still swollen right now. They're still sore. This one's sore over here. But you know, if you've watched I had them done about a year ago, and the same girl did them, Jacqueline, and PA, that's what she is, physician's assistant. And she does this thing where she goes in from the sides and kind of fills in the whole, kind of like when you get older and the corners of your mouth start just disappearing and your mouth starts getting smaller and smaller and you lose all your volume. That's what she did. And she did like a special technique, another special technique that I will make you watch that video to find out. But anyway, so they are swollen. So if they look bigger than usual, they will go down. But I used this lip liner and it's one of my favorites. If I ever am feeling like today I want to wear a pink. You know, I don't want to wear a brown, a peachy nude, a plain nude, or a brown nude. I want to wear a pink. This one, which is Estee Lauder Rose, is usually the one I go to. If I want a lighter, brighter pink, it's going to be Lancome Charm. And so this is what I have on today, and I filled my lips in. And then this lip gloss, and I've told you about it before. I think it might have already been in a favorites, but it's the Huda Beauty lip polish or whatever in Angelic. It is one of a kind. It is so pretty. I'm gonna swatch it. It's the kind of lip gloss that looks good over anything, kind of like Buxom Celeste, but it's opaque. Like, you can wear this with just liner and you will look good. Or you can put just a little bit on, you know, in the center of a lip if you want to give it just that little pop in the center. But I can't imagine anybody wouldn't like this. It's not too sticky. It stays on a long time. It's not crazy expensive. And it's kind of a neutral tone because I've worn this with peaches and with pinks. And I think it would look awesome over browns and nudes. I think this is just a lip gloss that would go with anything that you have and you like. So I think that's it. I have one more thing that I just bought yesterday and I used it today and I loved it and I wanted to tell you about it. And it's the Ouai Hair and Body Shine Mist. I don't know if you can see it. I did use the L'Oreal body bronzer, but I used this on my décolleté and on my arms. And if you haven't seen my video on sexy arms and chest, I'll put that like right up here because I think that's probably one of the most important things when I wear something, you know, sleeveless or strapless to do, is to do a little bit of bronzing. And this is beautiful. Laura Vitale told me about this and I went to get it right after she told me, and it was sold out. So when I was in Sephora yesterday, I just happened to look over there and they have it, and it's for your hair and body. And here, let's see. I don't know if you'll see it since I've already got it on there. And I don't want to put it in my hair. And of course it smells good like all of the Ouai things do. But so if you're in the market for something like that, I bet it looks beautiful on your legs, and I'm going to take it with me this week when I go out of town. So I wanted to tell you about that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday, and I'm going to be out of town, and I didn't do a bunch of videos to post because that's just not my, it's hard for me to do that. I'm kind of like a in the moment person, and if I do that, by the time I post them, I feel like I'm over it. But I might do my haul video tomorrow because there were some other things I got this weekend, and post that Friday. But if for some crazy reason I will be back Sunday and I will catch you all up. And follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting my outfits every day and night. So have a good day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.